Hello, winners, and welcome to Two for the Win with your hosts, Nick and Will. Have you ever wondered about traveling on river cruises? Well, if so, you are going to love our guest today. I don't want to steal any thunder from my co-host, Nick. I'll make sure he does the introduction as fantastically as he always does. But please be sure to subscribe, share, and follow Two for the Win on your favorite platform. And want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, Nick Menard and Associates with Dream Vacations. So without further ado, let me pass it over to my co-host Nick to introduce our special guest for today.
Thank you so very much, Will. And yes, that's an immense pleasure for me to make the introduction for a special guest today. So, who is she? She was born behind the Iron Curtain in former Czechoslovakia and always dreamt of traveling the world. She always spent most of her time by the river. When the border opened, she didn't wait a long time and decided to leave her home and explore the world beyond the former border. She immediately recognized the beauty of traveling through Europe on a river cruise ship. The idea of cruising on a river through beautiful destinations was absolutely fascinating to her, and she decided to join the world of river cruising. She worked for many different cruise lines in the past, and after several years, she decided to take a break and move to Africa. But after a few years, she missed Europe so much that she had to come back and start cruising again. And then she looked for the best company possible out there and found AmaWaterways. Today, she's very happy to be part of the Ama family as cruise manager for many years and many more to come. And it's a pleasure to introduce to you Martina Valachova. Here we go. Here we go. So Martina, I know that I will call you Martini. For the audience, we had a chance to spend some time with her last year on a ship, and she's an amazing human being, and everybody called her Martini. So no, it sticks with me. So if I say Martini, that's the reason why. But I want to open up by just ask you, Martini. So can you tell us, I know I did a small introduction, but can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and, why river cruising and why AmaWaterways?
Yes, hello everyone. My pleasure to be here, and thank you very much for having me. And that was a perfect introduction. Wow. I have not much to say, only that of course I've been in river cruising for a really very long time. I used to work also for different companies in the past and in different positions as well. But of course, being a cruise manager, and especially for AmaWaterways, it's an absolute delight because we are one big family. And that's something what makes that even more special, that I know that from our owners through the entire management and all the people who are actually working for AmaWaterways are professionals in river cruising, and they actually do what they love to do. And that's why all of colleagues of mine and everyone who is at the AmaWaterways, they actually come to stay. And I am with AmaWaterways 10 years, and it's simply incredible company where heart is put into everything, and our customer is the center of everything. And river cruising is, of course, beautiful. And in my opinion, there is no better way to travel in Europe like cruising on a beautiful ship through the heart of the cities and villages. So I'm absolutely in love with river cruising, and it allows me to travel, see new destinations, and connect with people. So my life is basically about that. I would definitely like to say a little bit more about my private life, but my life is river cruising. I don't have private life. All about cruising. Even when I'm in my free time, now recently I went with my cousin on a river cruise, of course, with AmaWaterways, because it's always very exciting for me, because every year we are actually adding more tours and new tours. And like now we launched a completely new itinerary for a Danube River, and it's absolutely fabulous because we enjoyed so much cruising, and we went in Vienna on a horse carriage ride. So it was absolutely outstanding. So recently I just went for vacation with my cousin on a Rhone River, and that's what I do in my private life. So that's all.
This is fantastic, and I know, and we will put the information below for people who wants to follow you on social media, which I'm really, I mean, urge people to do, because you are literally traveling the world and showing amazing experiences. So I really use a lot of your video and pictures to motivate some clients, to go do the same thing. So, but yeah, so I know in United States, you know, travelers who travel a lot to Europe, to Asia, and things like that, they really, or South America, they really know about the river cruising world. But for Mr. and Mrs. Everybody, usually they know the big ships, like people are cruising with all those ocean cruise. So can you, because I know you did some ocean cruise, of course, as well. So can you tell the audience a little bit, what's the biggest difference in your mind between the ocean cruising and the river cruising?
The biggest, they are both beautiful, of course, but there are differences. And that might be also the reason why I love river cruising more and will be always connected more to river cruising. It's because mm, river cruises, they take you directly through countries, and they take you through small villages and ancient villages, and it's more about the old world, the nature, which the rivers are really very close where we are cruising. They are very narrow and close to our ship, and people can be on the top deck and hear the birds, and there is always something to see. You always look out of the window and there is a small village or an old church and people waving, and it's just gorgeous. And then you are passing or cruising directly through famous capitals like Budapest, the capital of Hungary. And it's more about culture and history, and we are bringing this culture and history also on board in form of a lot of commentaries and talking about the sites, or doing different lectures where we are talking actually about the history, what happened there along the river. And it's more about connection as well. It's more intimate. If you are on an ocean cruise, you will have dinner with somebody one night and then you never see them again, which is sometimes really good, of course. But, on a river cruise, it's more intimate. People and our guests, they will come there in different transfers and cars, but by the end of the cruise, we are one big AmaWaterways family, and it connects very much people together, sharing the same experience, and being also having like much smaller groups for going for tours, and it's more also about tasting local ingredients and historic dishes, for example, which were invented in 16th, 17th century, and it's an incredible experience. Also, we do shopping for our food and for everything what we use for our guests in local markets. So our chef will go regularly to buy fresh fish and fresh vegetables, and we support a lot of local small businesses. So it's more defined in a way of culture, history, more intimate, and that's what is so beautiful.
Love it. Like you summarize very well what we try to portray when we talk to our audience about river cruising in general. So thank you for that. But now we're gonna dig deeper into Ama, because every single time, and I have to say, like, unbiased, I've been, talking to a lot of people from different, river cruise lines, but every single client who've been through AmaWaterways, they stay with AmaWaterways. They love the atmosphere. They love the family style when everybody like talk to each other. It's very natural, I would say. I'm not saying it's not for other cruise line, but it's really typical, something I hear a lot from client sailing with on your ship. Also very lucky to have met 3 years ago, and again last year, but 3 years ago for the first time, the owners, the couples, from Germany and Austria, I believe. So they are fantastic people that they are in the industry for a million years, but they really pour a lot of energy and love into their brand. And they sail a lot with customers, which is also something we don't hear a lot, owners sailing with their customer multi times a year. And so can you tell us a little bit why Ama compared to any other river cruise line?
Yes, it is exactly as you said that you cruised with our owners, Christine and Rudy, and they are very much approachable people, and they are choosing cruises they would like to do themselves. So they literally go on our tours. You will see Christine taking a bike tour with the guests and chatting what they like. And so they are really, really actively involved in river cruising and in everything what we are doing. So they definitely choose something what is valuable to them, and that is for history, they choose venues where they would like to stay. When we are choosing our hotels for our pre-cruise and post-cruise program, those are all beautiful hotels in the heart of the city, which is very easy for the guests then to explore on their own, and they choose everything what they would basically like, and that what is very, very big difference. And also it is not possible, of course, for me to compare with other companies, because I think it's not possible to compare AmaWaterways with anybody. But our product is uniquely designed according to our customer needs, and we try to accommodate every single customer. We are offering free tours, several free tours every day. So it's not like you get only one tour or you will have to pay for the others and so on. Our all tours are included, and those are tours which are suitable for guests. Let's say with walking restrictions. We have tours for active guests. We are continuously adding more and more active tours like hikes, active walks, bike tours, which attracts a lot of young customers, which is absolutely great, because everybody can always choose something. Also, during our walking tours, we are offering different walking paces, which is great, because you can enjoy your tour no matter who you are, whether you are active and you want to walk fast, or you want to go slower, or you just want to enjoy regular tours. So we have all these possibilities. So at AmaWaterways, I would like to say always that we have something what we like to offer our customers, and that's the luxury of choices, luxury of space and possibilities for everyone, and that makes a really very huge difference.
Yeah, no, totally. I know, Will, you just unmute yourself, so I will let you jump in.
Yeah, I guess for our listeners who are unfamiliar with river cruising, approximately how many passengers are on the average AmaWaterways excursion or ship?
On every ship we have around 160 passengers, anywhere
Yeah, a lot.
between 140 to 165 and so on. Of course, Ama Magna can host more guests on board, but there is, of course, it's a double with ship. So our rooms are very, very large. We have a lot of dining possibilities. We actually offer 4 dining opportunities for the guests for no extra additional charge. So the guests, they can choose from different dining venues, whether they like to have fine dining and so on. So we have a lot of possibilities to accommodate a larger amount of guests, but in average between 140, 165.
Nice. And now you're speaking my language when you start talking about food, Martini. That's what I'm after. But in all seriousness, for our winners, our listeners, Nick alluded to it. When we first met Martini, she was on a stage presenting in front of thousands of different agents, and her energy was off the charts. In fact, I think they almost had to tackle her to get her off stage because she was so enthusiastic about AmaWaterways and the experience. So, with that kind of verve, Martini, for somebody who has not done a river cruise, what would be the compelling thing that you could paint the picture of for why they should take this leap of faith, and certainly why with Emma?
I would definitely say for somebody who cannot decide whether the river cruise is right choice for them, it's definitely it is, because it's for everyone. It's I always say everyone will find something. We offer different type of cruises which are specialized on history. We have wine cruises, we have active cruises, we have even music cruises. So we have such a variety of different cruises that everyone can enjoy that. And why they should go on a river cruise? Because it's so comfortable, it's so easy. You actually go on a river cruise, you stop every day in a different destination, in a different country, with different costumes, with different culture, different language. That makes a lot of fun always. And it is just so energizing, and you don't have a hassle of seeing all this destination on a regular vacation where you have to go from a country to country by different transfers and pack and unpack and spend time by driving. You actually enjoy that journey very much between the destinations, which is kind of like incredible enrichment and during the travel, because you are moving to your next destination, and that journey by viewing castles on the way or small villages, this is a huge advantage. And also food, you have always included meals, you have included breakfast, lunch, dinner. There are always included like drinks, wine, beer, non-alcoholic drinks during the lunch and dinner. We have cocktails, sip and sail. Our sip and sail is very famous. Our guests, they love it. 1 hour before every dinner, they can just meet in the lounge, share their memories from beautiful experiences during excursions, and it's delightful way to travel. It's incredible. And talking about not only different types of cruises we offer, but also traveling during the different times of year. Like, for example, Christmas on board is absolutely magical. This is something what I say everyone has to experience, because the decorations we have on board and the magical markets, there is simply no better way to travel. So everyone should experience this.
I love the picture you painted, and it's very compelling. The last question I had is, for somebody who would experience a river cruise for the first time, have you noticed that they tend to gravitate towards a certain experience? Like, I know there's a lot of lovely destinations, like you alluded to, but is there one where you typically see a lot of first-time river cruisers take, Ivana?
I believe that most of the first-time cruisers, they will choose well-known destinations. Like, you will see first-time cruisers, for example, on a wine cruise, because they want to come for a wine. They want to go and cruise through different regions and taste wine from those different regions. So it's very popular. You will see first-time cruisers, for example, on Danube River, because Danube River goes literally through the heart of the Europe, and it's very famous river, was part of Amber Road, so there is a very, very rich history. And plus it is also a great introduction into Europe, because you will see many famous capitals like Budapest, Bratislava, Vienna, and you can even do post-cruise program in Prague and spend 4 days in Czech Republic, in the capital of Czech Republic, Prague. So those are really very, very, very favorite. But many others, of course. Yeah.
Awesome.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you, Will. Those are great questions. I still have a lot of those, but about destinations, I know it's a very hard subject. You mentioned a lot of them right now. I know the Danube, also, I mean, the one you mentioned. You can do so much, but I know there are other continents as well. There are other region. What is your personal favorite? And the second part of the question is, what is something that maybe people do not think about going on a river cruise that you would encourage people to look at?
Well, for me, always my most favorite river will be Danube, because I grew up not far away from the Danube River, and it will always be that personal connection, and it will be always because it's a river which express very well that part of Europe. But of course, I love all river cruises for different reasons. Sometimes when guests, they ask me, which one is your favorite? They are all favorite for different reasons. I love to be on the Rhine River because I love the transitions between Amsterdam, the Netherlands, the architecture, and then suddenly those beautiful medieval castles, and then ending in Switzerland in basically place like paradise with mountains and lakes and excellent food. So I love that, but I also love Rhone for the beauty, for the history, Roman history. So every single river cruise is my favorite for different reasons, and I always look forward to go again and again on that different river. I would probably get bored if I would be cruising only on one river. And for example, let's say about the Danube River, what is very interesting, if first-time travelers will come to Europe, they have even that possibility, and that's something very unique they might probably not know. They will get to actually experience between two worlds, because once upon a time, there was a border which was dividing east and west into two parts, and it was that time the most important border in the world. So during this cruise, they will actually cross that border between Slovakia and Austria, and it's something very enriching. And our guests, they really enjoyed it when the guides talk about it. How was it? How they grew up? What they experienced? And they can compare those two worlds. How those countries, which were part of the Western world, how they developed, and how that part of the Danube in eastern part developed as well. So they will experience this transition, and it's a very nice experience because Danube is divided into two parts, upper and lower. So they will experience it on that cruise, and that's unique.
No, great. That's true. History is huge in Europe. And of course, when you can do those things, that's, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, that was totally different. You could not cross those rivers the same way. So that's pretty true. About earlier, you mentioned the different ship you have. I know you mentioned the Mania, which is your flagship. But how many ship do AmaWaterways have?
Well, we are now currently building even a new Ama Rudy ship, which will
There
be
we
the
go.
same like Ama Magna. So we are continuously adding. We have new ship also in Egypt, on Magdalena River. So in Europe, currently we have 23, I believe. But then it's being at the moment built Ama Sofia as well, which will be also launched soon. So depends when you will publish this podcast. It can be that we have already two more ships finished.
Well,
We are
I
not
just
doing.
want to wait for the Ama Martini, because this one I want to be on the inauguration, like
Will
sailing.
be
That's
fun.
for sure.
Get those martini
Yeah.
towers going in that. Yeah, there we go.
Absolutely. Yeah, you need to tell that to the owner. You need to tell Rudy.
I will
Hey,
ask. Not sure how that will work.
oh, they will love it. I'm sure they will love it. So you just mentioned Egypt, and it's something that I have a lot of questions from clients when they said, "Okay, well, what about the Nile?" Like, so I do believe that you guys have another style of ship for the Nile because of the configuration. People needs to probably be higher. So can you explain a little bit the experience over there with
Yeah.
AmaWaterways?
Yeah, it's of course our ships are adapted. They are different. For example, also on the Seine River, we need to have a little bit smaller ships, for example, because there could not be possible cruise with larger ship. For example, that's why Ama Magna can sail only on the Danube River because it is double size. So these ships are always adapted. The same on the Nile River. And we have also in Africa, the ship is adapted to the Zambezi River. And for example, these ships, they have less less passengers on board. For example, in Africa, we have only, I believe, 48 passengers on board. And that's also the luxury of service then, because you have approximately the same amount of crew members. So, of course, the ships are always adapted to the river, and so it is on the Nile River. But they are always very beautiful and very comfortable, with large rooms and with different dining opportunities. So it is absolutely, I always say, the most beautiful ships out there are the relationships which you will create on board.
I love that. This will be the maybe the title, or very high in the description of our podcast. That's for sure. Well, thank you for sharing. I know Will wants me to ask you more question about the food, because that's what is the most important for him, and me as well. I'm a foodie. So, what kind of food can we expect on Ama? Because I know it's delicious. I heard a lot of feedback from a lot of people who sailed with you guys as well. So, can you tell us more about that?
Yes, we offer amazing food on board. I can tell you, I really have trouble to keep my weight always, because there is always food available, of course, from morning till very late night, starting with early riser breakfast, with late breakfast, with lunch, and with all kind of different cookies and cakes served throughout the entire ship. And then we have our dinner, and we have even late night snack in case somebody is still hungry. And we offer, as I said before, many different dining opportunities for our guests, and where they can enjoy always seasonal food, seasonal ingredients and spices. We have, for example, on Ama Magna, we have our own herbal garden where our chef actually goes to cut fresh herbs and add them into salads. So you will definitely enjoy very fresh food in different dining venues. And what is also very important to know, because we try to bring a lot of history and culture on board of our ship, so we will always get some special seasonal goodies, like apricots covered with chocolate. So you will have different tastings, and not only on board, but even on our tours, we will take you to special places where you will taste what they are at the moment producing, all kind of cookies, and during Christmas time, gingerbread. So you will enjoy definitely variety of meals, but of course, always on our menu, there is selection of classics that guests can choose something what they are used to, but otherwise they can experience different choices as regarding of vegetarian dishes, steaks or beef or chicken, or there is always fish on the menu. And of course, we accommodate also guests with different dietary requirements, like gluten-free or any kind of allergies. The guests, they often come to tell me, I'm so impressed how our maitre took care of all my allergies. So our crew is very attentive in this. So you will have amazing dining experience on board of the AmaWaterways. And of course, we are members of Chendehotisere, a special dining society. We are members, so we will even enjoy, for example, dinner, which is cooked according to the menu from Chendehotisere on board of Ama Magna or Ama Siena or Ama Lucia. So it's very unique.
Wow. Well, it's lunchtime here. I know it's dinner time where you are at, so I'm
I
definitely
know I
hungry.
went on mute so my stomach growling wouldn't come across the microphone. So
Definitely. Well, in summary, because we could still be talking for hours, but we're getting on time, unfortunately. But in summary, with AmaWaterways, you will have a fantastic experience. It includes, your food, the drinks. You have the cocktails an hour before where you can gather all together. You can go off the ship and have activities. If you like, if you're an active lifestyle, you can go on a bike ride or having like some tour a little bit more active. If you just want to relax, you can go out and relax as well. They include different tours daily, and that's one of the big advantage going on river cruising. You may stop more than one time, and so be able to experience more things along the way. and you will not be disappointed with AmaWaterways. And so I know what I'm gonna do next time I'm going to be in Europe. That's for sure. So I'm looking forward to it. Final word, Will. Final question you have for Martini?
I guess, Martini, was there anything we didn't ask that you wanted to showcase about Ama, or did we cover everything that you want to make sure our listeners heard?
Well, there would be, I think, necessary at least another day to still add what everything we offer on board of the AmaWaterways, but we do not have time for that. However, I would like to only add to invite everybody on board of our ships and to experience a river cruise with us. And always stay tuned because, as I said, we are always adding new excursions, new itineraries, new rivers, even as now in Colombia, which is absolutely exciting. And I will be hoping to meet you all on board one day. And if not me, but definitely one of our amazing cruise managers, because we have absolutely wonderful team working at AmaWaterways who are doing everything, whatever it takes to make our guests to feel like they have the most memorable vacation ever. So we are looking forward.
Awesome. Well, thank you so very much, Martini. It was a pleasure. I was personally looking forward to interview you for a while, so I'm very, very happy that we had the opportunity to do so today. And for a listener, you heard it first from Martina. If you need anything, if you have any question, please reach out to us. We will be more than happy to connect you to the best possible experience that you're looking for. South America, Europe, Africa, Asia. We can go anywhere. All right. So thank you so very much, Martina, again for your time. I really appreciate it. And see you very soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. See you.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And there you have it, folks. I hope you got a lot of insight. I know I did. I'm even more motivated to try some different river cruises now after listening to Martini. So thank you, Martini. Very grateful for your time in joining us. And please remember to contact today's sponsor, Nick Menard and Associates with Dream Vacations. If you want to make your river cruise or your next dream vacation a reality, give Nick Menard and Associates a call. So that'll wrap us up for today. Please be sure to subscribe, share, and follow Two for the Win on your favorite platform. And appreciate you joining us for this Wanderlust Wednesday. And we will see you adrift in the next Wednesday chat. Take care, winners. Be well.